Hi everyone, I'm John Gottfried here on MLH TV, and we are interviewing Team Raspberry Eye at LaunchHack, the inaugural MLH UK event. Could you both introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about where you're from?
So I'm Edward Knapp. I'm originally from Gibraltar, but I'm studying at the University of Plymouth. I'm doing my placement year between my third year and Masters, and I'm currently working at Spirent Communications.
I'm Josh Dawson. I'm also from Plymouth University, and I'm also on placement, but between my second and third years of my degree. Doing that.
That's awesome. So, what exactly is Raspberry Eye? When I think of that, a lot of things come to mind, and probably none of them are what you're actually building. So, tell me a little bit about what you built.
Okay, well, we developed a small, I would say, tool on the Raspberry Pi, using the Raspberry Pi and its camera to aid colorblind people. So, doing some image processing on OpenCV and the Raspberry Pi allows us to get in a video stream, do some image processing to obtain a color from a small frame window, and using that frame window we can then obtain the color and put a text overlay somewhere on the screen. So if you think of this application in something like Google Glass, you can have a small text box appear on whatever you're looking at if you don't know the color of it.
That's really fascinating. So, how did you come up with that idea? Why build an app for colorblind people?
Well, Ed is actually red-green colorblind, so we kind of thought, hey, why don't we try to do something that actually benefits one of us anyway? And yeah, we just thought, might as well do like something with some hardware as well, rather than just a web app or whatever. So we just use a Raspberry Pi. It's got the camera. It's got enough processing power to do the video processing. So it's a useful bit of kit, really.
So maybe this is an insensitive question, but are you the only one who's able to debug this app?
I suppose, yeah, really, because especially for red-green. So I'm the only one who can tell whether it's actually working or not. Or I just get someone else to test it. But yeah, I hadn't thought of that actually. But
that's really cool. So when you build this app, right, and when you're using OpenCV, what are kind of the things you're looking at here? I assume you're analyzing all of the colors in the video, but are you able to modify it live? Are you able to have like settings at all depending on the person? Like, how does that work?
Well, essentially what we're doing is we're using a small little window in the center of the screen, and we're just taking an average pixel color, and we're using that with some thresholding to basically like highlight the object and of course obtain the color. We've also got a sensitivity setting, so if you're looking at, for example, a red object and you want to know a bit more about it, you can up the sensitivity setting and see that it's actually burgundy or a different shade of red.
Wow. So how is that sensitivity control like wired into the whole system? Is it software or is it hardware?
At the moment, we've got an Arduino Uno as a separate board, which we're using with a little potentiometer to control the sensitivity. Because unfortunately, the Raspberry Pi can't take in analog inputs, only digital ones. So we have to use our Arduino literally for one function, which is just to take in the analog and output some digital to interface with the Pi to give us the control. But yeah, it probably would do some fiddling around and get that to work on just the Pi, but as we only had like 24 hours, it was kind of stick it all together and hope it works.
Yeah. So, judging by your responses here, I'm guessing you didn't sleep last night.
No.
So, did anything crazy happen in the middle of the night? Like, did you end up rewriting half your code base, or was it pretty smooth sailing?
Josh, I think, went in and out of sleep every now and then. I stayed up and changed around like a hell of a lot of stuff. And every time he got up, I would say, Josh, I changed this. And he'd be like, what? And that would occur like 5 times throughout the entire evening.
I'd look at it and be like, oh, actually, it's a decent change. Then go back to sleep again. Or I try to go back to sleep again, more like pass out. But yeah.
That's cool. So if you had another 12 hours, what would you add to the app that you weren't able to do this weekend?
We had a small LCD module which could take in a composite video source. So the Raspberry Pi is a composite video output, so we could connect it up and view it on the small screen. But having it display it in a nice manner would be quite a bit of a fiddle work.
Yeah, that would probably be the thing to do, because then it's more like an actual kind of head-mounted display with a little screen on it. But yeah, getting it to actually work on the little screen was kind of a pain, so we dropped that for now. But yeah.
That's cool. Well, it sounds like you guys built a really useful app, and I look forward to seeing how it comes out. Will I see you at more hackathons this season?
I definitely think so.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you guys, and happy hacking.